Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy? Or
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rick's Blazing Takes. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with me. I appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
SimWorld, what it do, baby? Hey, we here. We are here. It is run to one time. This is the special Blazing Takes edition of Run to One. I got some things I want to talk about. Call. Let's talk about them. Yes, sir. Let's talk about it. Listen, it's Run to One time. I'm excited. Everyone's excited. This is the time. Throw all the records out the window. Throw everything you did in the regular season out of the window. It matters not. Now it's time for the ballers to ball. The players are going to play. The ballers are going to ball. And the haters are going to hate. Simple as that. I want to talk about today 5 potential players to have a breakout during the run to one. And not only would it help propel their careers as they go to the next level, or as they go to the next level of the next year of SimWorld Prep, but it also propel their team to go on a serious run. Here we go. My 5 people that have potential to have breakout, playoff, tournament runs here in SimWorld Prep in the run to one, and it will propel them and propel their teams. Starting with number 5. Hey, the run to one is in Houston. I gotta stay with Houston. So before I get to here, I'm not going to mention your Almighty Souls. I'm not going to mention your Bernard James. I'm not going to mention your Jafet Towns. I'm not going to mention your Cooper Flex. We know who those guys are. Those are your dominant, bona fide number one guys. I'm talking about guys who are not the number ones, but if they have a breakout series or 2 in this run to one, their team can make a run because they make that much of an impact on their squad. Number 5, we playing in Houston. We got to start in Houston. We're going to start with H-Town Hoopers. Number 5, Corey Yams. The big fella, the center for the team, has a potential. If he has a breakout series, he has a very big game. Now, he has a tall task. Now, there's a tall task. The defensive player of the year is coming to town, and he ain't playing around. So now the question is, does the defensive player of the year, Cook, does he hold Yams or does he guard? So I don't know. That's the chess match for the coaches to play. But listen to this stat. Corey Yams, in games where he scores 14 points or more, the H-Town Hoopers are 7-1 this season. When he scores 14 points or more, the H-Town Hoopers are 7-1 this season. I know. It was mind-blowing when I saw it, too. So, am I saying take the ball out of Almighty Soul? Hell no. Leave him in the game. Give him the ball. I'm saying H-Town needs a secondary guy that needs to step up and help Soul out. And we love Vince Magic, but the key for this team to make a serious run is Corey Yams. That's just what it is. All right, number 4. Now, this team... it's gonna be a surprise to some guy. Hey, but I like the way they're gelling at the right time. They just got someone back off injury, and I think their pathway to make a run is not too shabby. And I'm talking about Dime Hardaway for the Bay Area Breakers. Listen, Dime Hardaway has missed 11 of the games, 11 more games than his team has played. Listen to me. Dime Hardaway has missed 11 more games than what his team has played, and he is still 3rd on the team in 3-pointers made for the season. He's played in 11 less games, 11 games less than the rest of his squad, and he is still 3rd on the team with most 3-pointers in the season. Do I need to say any more? He takes the pressure off the guys, Hyman, and takes the pressures off of, and he also takes the pressures off of Adonis. Now, he stretches the floor. Besides Hardaway, the only really big 3-point shooter was Juwan Harris, right? So, Dime Hardaway coming back, playing major minutes for this team. They can go on a run if Diamond Hardaway is utilized correctly. He got some dribble, he got mad handles, and he can shoot the 3-ball. Diamond Hardaway, look for him. If he get hot, if he's utilized correctly, Bay Area, I'm telling you now, Bay Area, they can make a run. At number 3, this team is, this team needs an introduction. They are loaded with talent. They're loaded with talent. You hear me? They are loaded with talent. Not only are they loaded with talent, they have a fantastic coach, and they happen to be your reigning champs, as a matter of fact. But in order for them to make a run this year, every run, every season is different. For them to make a run this year, I think if this player can have a breakout series, breakout tournament series, they can get back in the championship game. And the guy I'm talking about is, I'm high on this guy. I'm going to sound like a homer. I know it. It is what it is. Kasim Porter Jr. He oozes with talent, bro. I mean, oozes with talent. He's on a very deep team, a very deep roster, and a coach who has a certain way they like to play ball, and they limit possessions. So he doesn't really get a chance to he kind of reminds me of, you remember when AI used to play for Georgetown? AI of Georgetown was like, he was good, but you didn't know he was all of that because Coach Thompson kind of kept him a little bit reined in. Or if you take it further back, for the historians, when Michael Jordan was at North Carolina, I'm not saying Kasim Porter is Michael Jordan. Please don't go there. When Michael Jordan was at North Carolina, he never scored 20 points in a game. Can you believe that? Michael Jordan never scored. He never averaged 20 points, never scored 20 points in a game. Because Dean Smith, the offense wasn't set like that. I feel Kasim Porter's in a similar situation. Ooze of talent, 6'3" guard. He can play both sides of the court. And when he get loose, when he get jiggy with it, he can be phenomenal. He can take over a game in any given time. I'm telling you, if Kasim Porter Jr. can have a solid tournament, this team, don't be surprised, I'm telling you now, this team will be back, can be back in the race to win finals. Number 2, I got to talk about it because it's true. It's true. It is damn true. Yacht Club. We talked about a defensive player of the year. We know who he is. He's well-deserved, 15 years old. He's been balling. Josiah Cook. But I want to tell you about another guy who I think can have a breakout tournament. And if he does, this team can go all the way up, right? Trey Willis. Trey Willis, 6'3" guard. I'm telling you, and I like his matchup in the first round. First of all, Trey Willis is by far their best shooter. Their best three-point shooter. He's shooting 45% three-point clip this season. Way better than anybody else on the team. My man McBride has more three-pointers made, but he's shooting it at a 39% clip. And I love Trey Willis's matchup in the first round. He's playing at H-Town Hoopers. I love H-Town Hoopers. Those are my guys. But their guards, oh my God, their guards couldn't guard a goddamn paper bag in a snowstorm. Their guards couldn't guard Ray Charles dribbling to the basket. Their guards can't guard. Trey Willis has the ability, has the potential to go bananas in this opening round. With his ability to score the basketball, because H-Town Hoopers guards, they have a lot of things on their mind, but defense isn't one of them most of the time. And finally, I got to mention it, my guy, the number one guy on my top 5 list, who, if he can do his thing, this team can make it. Heaven knows they're going to need him to do his thing, because if he doesn't do his thing, this team is one and done. Now, I'm not going to get into, and the team I'm talking about is the reigning trades. I'm not going to get into Jafet Towns, who I feel like was a gift-wrapped player. I'm not going to go there. I told myself I wasn't going to go on the soapbox about Jafet Towns, how Cooper Flag was jobbed of the player of the year, and they gave it to a guy whose team battles above 500. I'm not going there. Not going there. A guy who's probably going to take a team out the first round if Jason Bourne Crosser doesn't step up for his team. There was times in this year when I would watch a Jason Crosser in the game, and I was like, who is this guy? I don't know this guy. I don't know this 7'1" guy, 7'2" guy, 223 pounds, who is putting the ball in the basket at an alarming and efficient clip. I've seen this guy get doubles like it was nothing. Jason Crosser, he's shown me something. The coaches kind of unlocked some things. If he can step it up in this tournament, he helped out his situation going to the collegiate level, and he also helps out his team, the reigning trades, try to make a run. Without Jason Crosser being Jason Bourne Crosser, the reigning trades are one and done. Stick around. Let's talk about it. Let's cuss and discuss in the chat. What do you think? My top 5. Is it right? Is it bogus? Do you have someone else who on a particular team you feel, hey, man, if this boy here steps up, if he get hot, this team can do something? I want to hear. Let's cuss and discuss in the chat. I'm going to be back tomorrow. We keeping this thing rolling. When I give you my predictions, who's going to win the whole thing? I know you heard it from this person. I know you heard it from that person. But until you heard it from Rick Blaze, fool, you ain't really heard nothing yet. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.